I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. I don't know what happened there. We clipped it, but great to see everybody in the house there. I probably jumped a leg there, but this is the way it goes. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Big pump today in the old crypto market, and of course, a pretty good one in stocks as well. We're going to get through all that and then get to PulseChain. Unfortunately, we have a big seller that's continued to sell, and of course, we're going to talk about that. And the bridge is down again, unfortunately. The prices of PulseChain is kind of holding a little bit. We're going to go through that. We're also going to check out some of the Bitcoin narrative and see how that's going to play out on PulseChain. So we're going to check in on that. So check out Wrap Bitcoin, and of course PDI's been pumping. PDI to $1, and of course we're going to check out Pulse Bitcoin as well today. See how that's going. So Big Fat Sammy out there doing great job. Pushing that forward. We're going to see how it performs versus Ethereum versus PulseChain. We'll check that out. And we're going to get into PulseCoin list and have a look at some of the fork coins there as well. So we've got a lot in store today. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. So we've got some exclusive content around the bridge. That should be a lot of fun. So woohoo, let's go. Crypto Bro said reposted the stream. Hey, appreciate that. In fact, you just reminded me I've got to get the repost link, right? Yeah, I forgot all about that, funny enough. So let's go down and pick that off. We're going to actually, I'll got to make that the pinned comment as well. Let's pin the old live stream to the top. And let me get a copy of that. And we can post it out. Let's see here. What are we going to say? We're saying share show on X. That's the way we do it. And strongly suggest you do it for other PulseChain and crypto influencers that you like. It really does help a lot with the algorithm. So get that out there abouts. And of course, hopefully, X algorithm picks it all up. Apparently, hashtags are not so much in now and out of the marketing side of things. But I guess they've got a big meta tags, keywords, and trending words and things like that taking off. So we'll see how that works. It's always a bit of a mystery. We got Wookie in the house there. Hey, Wookie, good to see you. Hello, sell pressure. Yeah, that's the market, right? But one big wallet, and of course, I posted all about that yesterday on X and got some good views on that one. Share the show on X. Definitely share it around. It really helps a lot. So take a moment. It takes a second to repost it on X, and really does help there. Smash the like on it as well. Wookie says, hit the likes on the post. It's coming out. Super. What? Hit the likes, post it out. Come on, super. Yeah. That's all right. Catching up to the good old Wookie. Wookie's our community leader now. So big shout out to Wookie. Doing a great job. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. Hey, Crypto Bros reposted. I appreciate that. I saw that now. Much love out there. Much love. And we're heading up. So let me just jump into the stock market, shall we? And go for gold on that one. Let's get in straight into the news without further ado. If you haven't followed or liked, definitely do a follow. Join up to our strategy club. Only $35 a month. Fantastic value. Just put out the strategy report about 2 days ago, so check that out. Join up today. You also get included in that is the $12.50 membership for the Discord. Jump in there and become part of our community. It is alpha central there. We've seen it all on PulseChain, as you guys know, and really the only significantly large influence out there that does daily shows. We're across it all. We've seen every event. It's been crazy time over all these hundreds of days, over 700 days or so, isn't it? Just on PulseChain alone. Let's jump into the mix and check out the old stock market. S&P 500 chilled yesterday. Remember, the stock market was pretty, just chilling a little bit yesterday. The Dow was up, but the Nasdaq with all tech companies was just chilling yesterday. But today it's up. S&P 500 in fresh record on tech rebound, trade deal optimism in place, and of course everything we've been talking about this, right? So it's generally playing out. A few little hiccups. We've got the big tax bill, beautiful tax bill going through at the moment. A little bit delay in the first reading, so it's have to go to a second reading, and hopefully it'll get in today. If not, you're looking probably tomorrow, right? It's 4th of July is the target. It's pressure on. So let's have a look here. We got the Dow Jones is pretty much flat, down 10 points at 44,484. We've got the S&P 500 is up 0.5%, 29 points to 6,227, and the Nasdaq there is at 20,393. up almost 1% on the Nasdaq, but 190 points. That's got all the tech companies in it, right? So that's what we're looking forward to with the fourth industrial revolution. Woohoo! Does anyone know what the fourth industrial revolution is? I posted it on X yesterday. Put it in the chat if you know what the first one is. Now, they often say the first one is steam, along with the industrial revolution, which is, 1640 in the good old Britain, back when it used to be the powerhouse. And of course, that spurred on its ability to, be a colonial power, an empire from 1640 onwards. It was pretty exciting. And then the next one, what was that? Next one was electricity. Electricity being the next industrial revolution. And then what was after that? Computer powering. Yeah, semiconductors, computer powering was the third industrial revolution. So what is the fourth industrial revolution that we're entering into at the moment? Let us know in the chat there. Let's see if anyone picks it up. I did post that out on X yesterday. Yellowtail in the house there. Holla, holla, holla. Hello, by pressure. I like that one out, Yellowtail. That's very, very positive. Words are hard, super. They even come in bunches. That's true, Okay, that's true. That's true. All right, let us know. What is the fourth industrial revolution? Put it in the chat there. All right, so we've got the S&P 500 is at 6,227. Now, some people are saying, well, not some people, your people, no, not your people. Mike Lee is saying that S&P 500, he's got the target of 6,600 on its back for this year. We'll see how that goes. He was right. He was the only analyst really that was right last time, I think, for last year. So we'll see how that goes. Now, obviously, trade deal optimism as Trump announces Vietnam deal. Very, very bullish. I said we're going to start getting these deals from some of these bigger countries. So the United States has reached a trade deal with Vietnam, notching up a third deal ahead of the 9th of July deadline, when the pause of reciprocal tariffs are due to resume. The trade deal between US and China was announced last week, while Canada's last-minute withdrawal of its digital services tax and talk that India was ready to ink a trade deal have boosted hopes for more agreements before Trump's 9 July deadline. Trump said he had no plans to extend the July 9th deadline. The market likes that and would instead notify countries of tariff rates they will face through formal letters. Now, the more you negotiate, the more better deal you're going to get, right? That's basically the thing. And if you don't get in on time, you're going to probably get a letter and say, this is how much it's going to cost you to do business in America. So that's kind of the pressure there. He holds all the cards pretty much, doesn't he? Well, the vast majority of them, that's for sure. The Financial Times reported stated on Tuesday that the US is now pivoting to narrow phase trade agreements in a bid to secure quick wins ahead of the deadline. There we go. We also had some payroll dips for the first time in more than 2 years. US private payrolls dipped by 33,000 in June, weaker than expectations for growth of 99,000, reflecting a hesitancy among employers to hire and reluctance amongst workers to leave in a time of tariff-fueled economic uncertainty. So that is it from the report there. You can check out a lot more of that. Now, obviously, we got the Senate passes the Trump's fiscal bill. That was very bullish news, and of course, it's gone to the House. It's been stuck in the House a little bit. We thought that might have a few issues. There is a bit of a gap between the Senate's changes and what the House sent the Senate a relatively clean bill, and the Senate there, with the politicking, the Democrats, right, trying to sabotage as usual, putting in little paragraph about trying to do a name change, I think it was, doing a little paragraph about renewable energy, trying to get tax credits there, so opening that right up potentially to hundreds of billions of dollars. Sneaky little Democrats trying to do things like that. So the Senate narrowly passed Trump's so-called one big beautiful bill. Of course, the vice president of the United States, J.D. Vance, had to be the deciding vote. So it went to 50-50. And that's because 3 Republicans didn't come to the party. It's going to be interesting to see how they play out. And one of them in particular might get rolled moving forward. And of course, President J.D. Vance had to make the deciding vote, 51 versus 50, to get that through. And now it's gone to the House. The first round, I think, of voting in the House has failed to proceed. So they're going to, I think, the evening voting, I think it was. And so that's currently what we're at the moment, as I understand it. So we'll see whether they can get it passed, because 4th of July was kind of Trump's deadline. And of course, there has been issues over particularly that renewable section, as far as I understand it. So that is the play. While Trump has lauded the importance of this bill, the highlight is legislative agenda. Some Republicans have balked at its potential impact on the country's finances. This is based on the CBO, right? It's the Center for Business, Center for Budget Office, and of course they've got GDP at 1.8% in the bill. in the bull forecast. And of course, that has a potential, a deficit and debt expansion of something like $3 or $4 trillion. However, Trump's actually targeting for 3 or 4% GDP. That would, bring in all trillions of dollars of new tax revenue and probably negate it, as well as cutting out costs. So that's the counter argument, right? And so, but we've also got tariff income accumulating, and of course, deregulation is playing a big role in cutting out costs as well. So those forces are going to battle out, and I'm banking the Trump for the win, just like he did in 20 his first term as President 45, and that's kind of where we're heading there. So, CBO at 1.8%, pretty bad modeling if you ask me, but that's just the way they do it, right? So that's pretty much it on that. Let's quickly check commodities, see how that's rolling. We got West Texas at the moment, $67.25. Brent oil at $68.90. Both of them down 30% at the moment. We got gold at $3,358. That is flat, and silver is at $36.40. That is up 1%. So if you're holding a bag of silver, congratulations. It's going to be really good going in the future as the commodities rally. Remember, the commodities going to rally under the golden age of America. And of course, this big tax bill is profoundly important for that. It's got like 85% of the Trump's desires or campaign promises are linked into this big tax bill. So let's jump over to that. Let's read up Speaker Mike Johnson. Of course, he is leading this charge to get it through the House, and then therefore get it to the final stage of the president's desk for signing, right? So that's kind of the play we're at the moment. So the one big beautiful bill is essential. This is 4 hours ago from Speaker Mike Johnson as to enact POTUSs. That is President Trump's America First agenda. There is no time to delay. So rallying his colleagues in the House, we need this bill for a safer, stronger, more prosperous country. And here are some of the things that it has. So it has, let me just scroll this up, shall I? Actually, that's not working. Let me go to the big screen. Let's go to the big screen there. There's a big screen. Hopefully that's a bit bigger. So America First delivers the largest tax cut in history for middle and working class Americans. Bigger paychecks of $10,000 more in annual take-home pay for families. No tax on tips. No tax on overtime. No tax on Social Security. No tax on Made in America auto loans. Protects 2 million family farms from punitive double taxation. Permanent increases to the child tax credit, supporting over 40 million families. A vote against this bill is a vote against the largest tax increase in history. In other words, if they do that, then taxes will raise on about 68% of Americans. It'll be a disaster. So the vote against this bill, it rescinds billions in green new scam funding. Obviously, all the green projects are extremely expensive, and they're much more cheaper than thermal, and a lot less reliable, right? If the wind doesn't blow, the sun doesn't shine, it normally happens together, and it's pretty bad. Also, a lot of people don't realize that wind also has a minimum and a maximum wind range. So if the wind's not blowing, then it turns off. If the wind's too fast, it turns off. So, a lot of issues there with that. So, and it's expensive, right? It's expensive. Restores fiscal sanity, slashing deficits by roughly $2 trillion. Eliminates waste, fraud, and abuse from the bloated federal programs. Permanently secures our borders. Not my borders, because I'm not in America, but American borders. Deports at least 1 million illegal aliens a year. Obviously, there was about 14, some say as high as 20 million that came over through the Biden era. And of course, they're trying to get many of them out. And apparently, they've had a lot of self-deportation going on. So that's been pretty good. Marks the largest investment in border security in the generation, providing nearly $150 billion to secure our border and deport illegal aliens. Finishes phase 2 of the border wall. Shifts the cost of adjudication on the immigration system from the American taxpayer to aliens. We're not talking about aliens out of space, but non-citizens. Hires 10,000 new ICE agents. 5,000 custom off. Wow, that's a big deal. And 3,000 border patrol agents. Funds the Golden Dome missile defense system to confront the 21st century threats. Delivers the largest Coast Guard upgrade since World War II, stopping fentanyl and criminal cartels by sea. It modernizes our military to ensure it has resources to be a ready lethal fighting force after 4 years of weakness by the Biden administration. That's particularly, so it's gone from about $880 billion to $1 trillion budget. And that happens to be about the same amount as the interest costs in the federal deficit. So it's a pretty big, it's scary that the interest costs are about the same amount as the American budget. but it really will help America militarize, particularly around advanced weapons and shipbuilding, right? Two areas that China has been leapfrogging ahead. So America's going to be making catch up there, building probably a lot more ships, especially advanced ships, and a lot more advanced missiles will be in there, as well as lasers and drones and things like that. Usual stuff like that. So ends Biden's war on American energy and drives down energy costs. This will be profound as part of the bill. Unleashes domestic oil, gas, and nuclear power, restoring energy independence, which is going to be massive. So that is definitely lower cost, and America's got tons of it, particularly up at with the ANWR up in Alaska, things like that. It's going to be pretty huge. And also off the coast, East Coast, West Coast, the Gulf of America, above ground, underground, the whole of America assets going to be leveraged by Trump over his period of time. It's going to be truly a glorious stage for the golden age of America. So there we go. Pretty good for the tax, getting lower taxes. People are going to love that, and people get to decide, right? Less government, more people, individuality, and freedom. That is the direction, right? And that's very exciting to see. So that is some America First there with the big, beautiful bill. And of course, they are trying to progress this at the moment through the House. So that is pretty much it. I'm going to refresh that. So apparently they got the voting for the second round, trying to get through House. It's not without fiscal hawks in the Republicans, which are trying to get maybe put some pressure on things. But it's a little bit late in the hour once it gets back to the House, I think, in this occasion. So we shall see where it lands. Will it be today? Will it be tomorrow? And will we get that 4th of July deadline? All right. That is the play. All right, let's jump away. Let's look at crypto. So crypto at the moment has rallied big time. As you guys know, Bitcoin got down to what was about 104K yesterday, 104,500, something like that. It is up today. In fact, the total market cap is up 1.5% at 3.488 trillion US dollars. Remember, this is still a small market cap. This is still pretty small. I think the derivatives market in the world's the biggest. It's kind of maybe in the quintillion mark, something like that. I don't know. It's pretty huge. And we got market cap at 3.488 trillion. And that is where we are at 1.5%. So good day in the office. Bitcoin in particular is up 3% at 109,000. A really nice rebound there. And Ethereum there is at 6.7% at 2,588. In fact, I'm going to come back to this in a minute. Let's scroll away there because I want to bring something up. Let me do that. Pull it over. Bam, 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 bam. All right. Let's see here. All right. So I got that. Now I'm going back. I'm going back again. Good to see Hexfred in the house there. Hey. Good to see you, Hexfred. Welcome. We got High Stakes Hex in the house as well. Hey, Superman. I just bought some more PulseChain last night. Can't believe we are able to get so much of it so little. We will be happy that we accumulate later. Absolutely. Our day is close. I agree with that. Yeah. Especially once this whale stops sending pulse over the bridge. We'll talk more about that later on. Pump it, says Brennan. Pump it, yeah. All right, so we got Ethereum there at the moment, 2,588. Really nice pump here, 6.7%. Number 4 is XRP, up 2.5%, $2.24. BNB up 2% at $660. Number 5, Solana up 3.4%, $152. Tron at number 8 is up 2.1%, 28.5 cents. Doge is up 6.7% at 17 cents. And then Lido wraps out the top 10 there. So pretty awesome. And yeah, Ethereum making a big push, and so is Doge. Both of them up 6.7% overnight. Looking at the best performer over the last week so far has been Solana up. Ethereum up 7.1%, then Solana 6.6%. Our top performers at the moment in the top 10, apart from Lido, right? The best performers in the top 100, we got Pudgy Penguins. That was up yesterday as well, up 58%, up 4% today. Fartcoin up 16.6%, up 11.9% today. And Bonkcoin at number 3, up 13.8%, and up 17.9% today. So it was all today and then some for Bonkcoin. So we see a few of the meme coins coming in. Virtuals Protocol up 12.4% at number 4, and most of that today. And Arbitrum up 12.12% today, a week and last week, and half of that is up today with Arbitrum. We have seen Arbitrum on the move, right? So we're seeing quite a few of these kind of protocols with the hyperliquids and the blockchains and the virtual protocols moving up into the top move. So we should expect those to do particularly well in altcoin season with those blockchains and AI and trading markets do pretty well, right? All right, so that is where we are. Let's look at the top gainers in the top 1,000. We've got Imagine Network is up 112%. We've got AGI Alpha Agent up 21%. Nobody Sausage is up 63% there. Let's have a look at Imagine Network quickly. It's at rank number 415, Imagine Network. Only been around for a little time, since the 27th of June. So that's actually doing pretty well, isn't it? And it is, what's an image taken? Let's go to the actual website, have a quick check of that. This is kind of something we're doing new now, just having a quick look around. So imagine the network is it's up and up around there. Not exactly sure what it's really all about. It's about memes or whatever it is, but it's got shorts and things like that. So that is doing pretty well. Let's jump over to the next one, which is AGI Alpha Agent. That's also top gainer, sitting at number 968. So it's just come out of nowhere, gone to the top 1,000 from the looks of it. Been around since January 31st this year, and really started to race away here since the 9th of June. And it's just starting to really take off there. So where we were down here, I guess we were down at 0008. We're now at 2.7 cents, so up a 10x there on this one, 15x in the last 16x in the last 30 days. AGI, so I guess it's artificial general intelligence Alpha Agent, is being developed using a cutting edge approach to artificial general intelligence within the Web3 ecosystem, guided by the following formula. It leverages decentralized identifiers, Ethereum name service for secure access and identity management. The native token is utilized for both access control and incentive mechanisms. And additionally, NFTs exclusively used to represent outputs generated by the AGI Alpha Agent. So there we go. Let's have a look at the website. This looks like it's on Solana, and let's have a look at the website there. What's it called? Cubic card. What's it? Cubic card. Artificial intelligence. I don't know. That's some weird name. Anyway, we got this is up at the running at the moment. Let me know in the chat if you guys, anyone's have heard of this and got involved with it. And what have they got? They got lots of different stuff here. Projects, got a lot of artwork and stuff like that. So maybe worth checking out. Let us know in the chat there. We're just having a quick sneak and peek. But that is out and doing very well indeed, up to the big rally under there. We'll see where that leads. All right. So what else we got? We got Hosako Cat. That is also trending. Actually, that's just flipped out something else, isn't it? So 676 is Hosako Cat, and that is at 676, and that is also having a bit of a move here. It's only been around since the 28th of this year. Sort of bottomed out at 9200th of a penny. Is now at 5.2 cents. A really nice move on that. 344% over the last 30 days. It's on Solana as well. No website, but it is on X. So that is it. Currently at the moment, 676. The movers there. All right, our trending, Hyperliquid's trending, Jupiter's trending, and Sky, which is now formerly PDI Maker. PDI Maker, formerly Maker, I should say. There we go. Is Sky, and those are trending at the moment on the crypto. So at the moment, 3.479 trillion, up 1.3%. Bitcoin's up 3%. Let's jump over to Bitcoin chart and see how that's performing. It's looking really, really good. Doing almost exactly what we've been saying. Good little Bitcoin. Good little Bitcoin. We got Christine. Christine is announced there. Hello, Hexkins. Good to see you, Christine. Loving the picture there with the golden hair. Wow, that's looking pretty lush. Well done on that. We got Wiki says thanks. Ha ha ha. Yeah, thanks indeed. All right, let's jump forward from that. We got a big pump today. So we are slowly moving back up over the 50-day moving average in yellow, and the 50-day moving average is at 104,568, and we pumped today pretty nicely from what we at 105,100 to 109,800, and we're currently at the top end of that range at 108,900. So pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. What else are we going to say about that? Everything's going pretty well. And of course, we've got the big tax bill. It's getting stuck a little bit in the House, but surely they'll get it pushed through. And there's too much writing on it now, and it's pretty much like that. And so hopefully they'll get there out in their second session. I think it's the afternoon or evening. I think the evening sessions or afternoon. Can't remember which one. But that's coming up. And so fingers crossed to get that over the line by the 4th. So they've got a little bit of time, maybe till tomorrow at least, but they really need to get it done. And signed off there. And so, by the 8th and 9th, we got the trade deals. We already just heard we got Vietnam just come out, India's pretty close, so hopefully we'll get a whole ton of those coming out in July, and it's just bullish news after bullish news. But really, the big tax bill is the key one to lay the foundation for the golden age of America. Trump's already laid it with the $15 trillion plus he's already got, which is almost close to a record. That is coming up probably within the next month or so. We're going to see, big capital investment, a very low, relatively low tax environment relative to what it's been, and that will spur economic growth big time, right? And then, of course, cutting out more costs out of the government, deregulating the government, getting rid of a lot of jobs and departments, moving it all into the private sector, and giving more freedom back to Americans and destroying the deep state, which increasingly so very important there. So that's kind of the zone we're in, very, very bullish zone, laying the foundations for a big bull run in the second half of the year leading into next 2026, right? That's kind of the backdrop. Pretty exciting. September rate cuts, probably the earliest we might get rate cuts in September. Obviously, Jerome Powell's playing politics with the rate cuts. It's just very clear. We already see the market really not believing it either with the bond market. On the 10-year rate. So, fingers crossed. A lot of pressure coming in for a rate cut there. The rate, federal interest rate's 4.5. The current inflation is around 2.4, 2.5. So we really want to see, we haven't seen a lot of tariffs come through because of a lot of the tariff. I won't get into all the detailed tariffs, but a lot of that's not showing up, and so we should expect interest rates to be cut back down towards 2.5% at least, right? Which is pretty much 1-for-1 percentage point. And so let's see we head there. And Jerome Powell will probably get rolled at some stage. Let's see how it goes with that. There we are. That is Bitcoin. Let's have a quick look at Ethereum. So as you guys know, we're very close to a golden cross on Ethereum. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, we're getting closer. Look at that. It's closed up there. We got the yellow line. It's the opposite of Bitcoin, whereas Bitcoin, the 50 days above the 200-day in orange. But here we got the 50-day is sitting at 2,440. The 200-day in orange is 2,470. So we've got $30 difference. And we had a nice big green candle here from Ethereum. That's exactly what we need. Get this golden cross. It's going to be brutal to the upside, guys. We get this cross. We get all this good news and the cross. It's going to be brutal to the upside. And we're going to get very close to this, magic carpet ride amount. This is the amount that Richard Hart switched over the Ethereum, the DAI into Ethereum. And game on from there, right? It's a strategic PulseChain reserve, I guess we call it. There's a 47% upside to get back to that break-even mark. This is break-even. So I'm not expecting anything from that stuff until we get to that point, but way beyond it, right? Because, we're playing the long game by the time we get to that point. But maybe there's AA ETH money running around and other stuff like that. Who knows? We'll see where it's going. Now, that is kind of where we are on Ethereum. So we're getting very close to that golden cross, $30 away. Let's see if we can get a couple more days green candles off the back of the big bill. Tomorrow, the next, I guess on next day, what's the 4th? See, I'm a day ahead, always trip us out. So it'll be Friday for me, it'll be Thursday for you guys. It's Thursday here already. See, that's a trippy being in the future. All right, so that is kind of where we are. Bam. All right, so that is pretty much. We're going to get into PulseChain now, though. We got any more comments in the chat? No more comments. Oh no, good. Christine's got comments. Should we go for a few comments before we get into PulseChain? Thanks, Superman, says Christine. You're most welcome. Are you on Deck Screener right now? Oh, yes, Deck Screener. That is correct. Trev's in the house there. Great work, Superman. I appreciate that. Big shout out to you, Trev. Marcus says Richard Hart tweeting to watch for July the 7th. Encoded tweets we shall see, says Marcus. That is from Marcus there. Yeah, I did actually have a quick look to see Richard Hart posting. Let me just pull Richard Hart up, actually, just in case. Let's have a look here. Yeah, we were talking about that the last couple of days, weren't we? I don't know. He's got more deadlift stuff. I think maybe, I don't know. I don't think there's anything in the labels there, but let's see in the workouts. You talk about coded messages. Thursday, 11. Yeah, Thursday. I don't know. 12-day deadlift, 13th, 14th. He's got lots of his workouts in here. Man, I didn't realize how much he had posted on his workouts, actually. Day 27. We'll pick that up, though. Nice one there, Marcus. Trev says Trump is amazing for a guy in his late 70s. Impressive performance. Yeah, definitely. what American would not be proud of his efforts, also donating his income to the vets. And these are the sort of leaders that we need. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we've got. I don't want to get too much of this, but we've got all the progressives and Marxists running around destroying the West, and he's the only last man standing to try and save it. So we appreciate his efforts. All right. See, I don't know. Savings not quite the right word. Slowing it down. Let's put it that way. Slowing it down. That's probably the way. All right. So let's jump over into PulseChain, and maybe we'll bring up Richard's post. When we're going to talk about Richard's post there, we'll talk about it towards the end, I think. We'll talk about Richard's post at the end. So let's get back into it. Boom. All right. So we got GoPulse there at the moment. So actually, despite the big whale again sending about $840,000 over to PulseChain last night before I tuned in, he normally dumps that over the 24-hour period. I haven't got the wallet tracked today, but we may check it out. We're at 783 days since PulseChain launched on the 30th of May 2023. So we've been very patient indeed. It's been a massively long accumulation phase, obviously overshadowed by many black swan events, but of course of note was the SEC case against Richard Hart and against PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex since the 31st of July 2023. Here we are at Pulse at the moment, quadruple 024, up 1.8%. So we're sitting at 24% of the mean sacrifice price. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0189, up 3.7%. So at least we've got nice little green candles. So it's not badly red. And we got the burn there at 7.31% at the moment. So that is the play. And Sim token $1.49, up 3.23%. And of course, Hex there at 5200 of a penny, up 6%. EHEX up from 15 to 1600 of a penny today. Combined price EHEX and PX 6800 of a penny. So 2/3 of a cent to pick up Hex there. And of course, very, very cool opportunity there. Gas prices, we're at 1 million beats, so it's pretty cheap today. We've had this sort of price for quite a while now, and that is less than a penny for a PulseX swap. Looking at the validators and see how those going. We're actually down the validators about 100, just under 100 maybe on the validators. So we're down to 50,463. And looking at the one of our health checks, right, the heartbeat of the PulseChain is the bridge, and we're at $81.6 million. So yesterday, what were we at yesterday? 80.2, was it 80.4, something like that. So we're up today, and that will mostly be because of ETH and Bitcoin being up in value, right? So ETH rebounding now, up 17.3 million, and Wrap Bitcoin also going up in value, right? So there'll be mostly that, and EHEX up slightly as well. Coast is unchanged. USD Tether, can't remember what the value of that was, but I think it's pretty similar. We have lost a lot of DAI over the bridge, and we have lost a decent amount of volume of ETH as well. But we have managed to hold up here with the price amounts offsetting the volume, perhaps. We got Diamond Hand in the house there. Woohoo! Good to see Diamond Hand. All right, so that is kind of where we are there at the moment. What I might do is I might actually take a snapshot of this, and we'll use this as a baseline for the future. How about that? You guys, we'll do that, and we'll bring that up and see how we go over the next week with all of good news coming up. Let's see how we get on. Will we get more capital flows into PulseChain over the next week with the big beautiful bill, with all the trade deals, and let's see how that goes. That's pretty much it. All right, so let's have a look at the bridge. Now we've obviously got the prices here at 81.6 million, but let's have a look at the bridge. So we can see here on the chart that unfortunately we had a big amount of funds leaving out overnight. Boo! That's what they say. Now it's good for buying, always good for buying, because obviously this is just one of the key momentum checks. Now, obviously, we've got stablecoins on PulseChain, and they can go and buy the charts up with thin liquidity. And so therefore, we can have slightly green charts, and that's kind of what we're seeing, I guess. But in terms of the bridge itself, it is a key component about the sentiment and direction. At the moment, we've had a big account, I think it's a wallet 123 or something like that. That has been taking us down. And some people were saying, is it Richard Hart? Some people were saying, is it I think I can't remember how to say it exactly, the Serenium guy, a big whale that is abusive with money. So yeah, you can decide whatever that is. But we're down about $4.7 million here at the moment. So yeah, all this money exiting overnight, despite having a couple of good hours. We had 166 come in. We had 108, 119, but unfortunately we had so many big candles out overnight. 255 on the way out, 301 on the way out. What is that? 323. Then we had a massive, almost 740k, and so on. So yeah, and then we had even only a couple of hours ago hit with 154. So despite getting a few decent candles in, we had massive candles out, and we have dropped basically overnight from about 3.5 million all the way down to about 4.7, massive, right? So that is a massive move down. That's about 1.2 million. So this chart not looking out like our best friend right now, but we're looking for that capital reversal. Will we get all this big news that comes out over the week, big week? Will that start to reverse? Now we need green candles on PulseChain. So obviously we've got stable coins and things like that can push the price up on thin liquidity, especially with the sale off there, and we can get that reversal once we get green candles. More capital will flow over, right? And wanting to get in on the action. That's kind of idea. Now we do have a relativity play, right? So obviously, if the major cryptos like we've just seen are rallying, then it may be delayed, right? We may get a delayed impact, but then maybe our stable coins just keep buying as well on the back of it. So we shall see how that all plays out. Plus 1 day, is it plus 1 day? So that is pretty much it on the bridge update. And yeah, we need a reversal for sure. And of course, maybe we will get something. Pulse alerts, of course, it gives us a lot of information. So that bridge is really about stable coins and Ethereum, right? So we obviously have Pulse and stuff moving around as well. So I might put a little caveat on that chart just to let you know. But Pulse alerts there. We've had 379,000 e-DAI bridged out. That was just back on the back of the numbers that I showed you. So they've got little alerts coming through for Pulse alerts. We also have Hex alerts as well, right, on X that you can follow, just to let you know that as well. Now, the data I use for that chart is from Telegram. It is a bridge flow with stable coins pretty much in Ethereum. All right, so that leads us into the volumes of PulseChain. Well, we're actually not too bad. I mean, we were been doing 12 million a lot of the times. We did 1680 million a couple of times. Now we're at 23.5 million. So we're not getting big moves, but 23.5 million at the moment on PulseChain. Fortunately, it's a pretty demure sort of performance lately. Obviously, that bridge sentiment not helping with some whales splashing out, particularly. Anyway, we've got top performer today on trending. This is 24-hour trending on Dex Screener for PulseChain. We've got Jupiter up to 353%. Been around for 9 months, so it's having a big move. Let's have a quick look at that. See what's going on here. We had one big candle pretty much pushed it up. Not quite sure why it's showing 353%, but oh yeah, that's pretty. Is it pretty big? Yeah, that is big actually. So let's have a look at those wicks on those candles. We had a wick here. It went up 1,900%. It's up 1,100%. So 12x there at the moment. How much is that candle though? 64,000. So 64,000 on 37k. So a big pump there for out of nowhere. So you let me know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on there. I haven't seen it check. So yeah. We got RSI over there. We got up 25%. It's been around for 4 months. We got the good old DAI. Now we're going to have a look at DAI, right? So we're going to keep DAI because we're having a look at the how will all these perform. So this is good DAI. So when we're looking at good DAI and PDAI, and we're going to look at Wrap Bitcoin, Pulse Bitcoin, all that sort of stuff. So that's coming up there at the moment. And we got Staked ETH at the moment up 9.7%. One of the forks as well. We got 9mm, one of the second biggest DEX, right, with volumes. We're going to be watching these, right? So DEXs will be one of the things we would reasonably expect to run on the altcoin season, especially when they've been so lowly priced, because as prices go up and volumes go up, activity, they become intrinsically more valuable, one would argue, and therefore they all start to rally, right? Particularly if they've got a low base on them. That's up 8% at the moment on 9mm. 9mm is doing about 8 to 10x more volume than 9inch that we've seen recently, but that can change, right? It can change. We'll keep a track on that. X at the moment up 7.8%. Teddy Bear from Teddy Bear Takeover, that is sitting at number 7 and 8 at the moment, and that is up 7.6% as well. That is off after a big sell-off, right? So I'll keep a lookout for that. Yeah, look at that. Woo, we had a big sell-off there. It has come off the bottom though. It was down at 1200th a penny and at 1600th a penny. Now we had the RSI. I'm not sure if it's on this pair, but we had the RSI in here. Let's see where that is. Yeah, we've come off the bottom, right? So bottom of the RSI, starting to move back up into 37 here. So let's see if it can consolidate here. Not a lot happening otherwise. So Number 9 is ALGO on the back of Hex, right? Up 7% at the moment. Loan token there from Liquid Loans up 6.8%. Now, Loan Tokens has been particularly active recently on X, posting a lot of support for projects on PulseChain, particularly the bigger DeFi ones, bigger information sites. So Liquid Loans, being a bit more active on X. Now, Sun Minimal, as you guys know, is one of the Magnificent Seven. It's one of my Magnificent Seven, 6.8%. That is back up towards 7 cents again, and that is doing pretty well. I did a big post on X yesterday about that, and we're starting to see a little bit of recovery here. We did have this chart essentially got rolled over by one big account, right? We get a lot of relatively free coins, and they dump the news, and of course the news has been delayed. A lot of the news was delayed. So all the big stuff we expected to see, typically, 2 more weeks there. But we did see the website get launched a couple of days ago. But we were expecting a lot more around the dashboard and things like that to come up there. So keep a lookout for this. Could be a really nice pickup from here as we get customers buying. They get a discount, right? So looking for that to come up. And of course, also they've got the referral reward program that's already active. And they've got this new discount product out as well, or package of products for Sun Minimal. And then, of course, the 20% of the net sales from the company buying and burning. We saw some of that yesterday, by the way. So that was kind of cool. So maybe they're starting to pick that up now in the market there. So pretty exciting. Now let's have a look at the. What am I going here? I'm actually trying to have a look at the. I was going to look at something here. What was I doing? Yes, I was going to do the ratio to pulse. So especially in this environment, let's have a look at where the pulse is. So you can actually see the ratio to pulse starting to rise again, right? So it wicked down here down to 1900. That is one SOL token for one 1900 pulse. Found some sort of bottom line here of 2,400. Is now at 2,900. Actually peaked out at 3,100 yesterday, but got sold into a bit, right? So it got sold into a bit there. But that is the ratio to pulse, and that's looking much better. It looks potentially the worst is out there. We obviously got to continue up here. Probably once you get to 3,200, get over that. That's kind of a good early sign. But obviously, you want to get over 3,700 here on the ratio. And then imagine if Pulse starts running, then the US dollar price will really start running, right? So, just to sneak that ratio out, right? Sneak that ratio. Now, we did see some nice little buying here. Now, the buying wallet for Ramp now is the C96, right? So let's have a quick look at that. That is the buying wallet for Ramp now. Now, we know that the corporate is buying through Ramp now, as opposed to doing it separately. Used to do it independently. They now got it automated. And I think these buys in here, these two here, were all the corporate buying. So they typically buy around 22,000 lots at a time. And that's pretty much in this ballpark of this amount that was bought between 16 hours there. Yeah, like over a period of an hour. And it came in and it pushed the price up, right? It got all the way up to 7.4 cents. This is just a fraction of the amount of money these guys are holding, right? That can come to buy and bid. I estimate it must be over $9 million US that are sitting in the kitty. And so this is just 20K. 20K. It pushed it up from 6.8 cents up to 7.4 cents. So you do the math. You do the math there. Anyway, we'll see how that evolves. Obviously, I don't know all their decisions, what they're going to do. We're just talking about the fundamentals there. So, going to be pretty interesting. Let's see how it goes there. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. That's it. That's the big one of the Magnificent Seven. Potentially that could be the most valuable project on PulseChain if the company does everything they say they're going to do, right? And also if they grow as well as they are, what their ambitions are. If they grow that as well. So there's a lot of stuff there. They're going international soon, all that good stuff. Going international from countries is always challenging, right? Super challenging. One of the differentials between like good management and great management is being able to grow internationally, because you got all the different laws and different markets, different consumers, all that good stuff. To do different networks, it's a lot of stuff. Anyway, it does simplify things when you've got things online. It would help a lot. Right, so that is Source Minimal. We'll keep a lookout for that. I'm trying to get out of the chart here, actually, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to go backwards. Let's go back into the main menu, and we'll still got it on 24 hours. So, yeah, we got, so here we go. We got Sol, Sun Minimal, and then underneath we got Solid X, another one of my Magnificent Seven. How about that? Sitting at number 12, and that is up 6.6% at $8.17. We are expecting some very big news about this very soon. I'm not sure whether the current market climate probably is is impacting people's launch timings, would make sense to me to do that. But we may see maybe next week where could get some news if we get all this big beautiful tax bill and the trade deals, all the sentiments really turning. The whales have stopped sending money out over the PulseChain bridge, and they're pretty much hopefully done for most of it. Then we could start to see all the move back up, and maybe big projects like SolidX, if they're ready, if they've got their casino license, will end up launching. But this is going to be pretty massive. 4 big products coming. And we're expecting big marketing budget and big network impacts with their networks. So that is where we're leading there. So let's see how that goes. $8.17. Now, obviously, we've got number 13, 14. We've got Hex, of course. Number 15, we've got Teddy Bear, up 6%, and so forth. So we're going to just scrape down through some of these. Troper as well, of course. James Maria, all in the top sort of 20, 21, 22, up 5%. We got PTC the Greys in there. Pump Tires, 5%. X Game, of course, X Game associated with SolidX. This is going to be the big decentralized crypto casino. We're going to have 2 big ones competing. Think about that. We're going to have Firewhale at one of our 2 big public whales with SolidX X Game. And then we're going to have Jacob with Mafia with On-Chain Bet. And On-Chain Bet is that big decentralized. Both of them are going to be multi-chain. And both of them essentially, I think, are going to be omni-chain. In other words, the only token that's for those will be on the PulseChain, and they will be benefiting from the activity on the other chains. That's the way I understand it. And so those are going to be interesting to see those 2 different versions of the game going live. So no doubt, Jacob's one is probably more complicated in terms of price calls, but actually we'll see how those models go. It's going to be pretty interesting there as well. So a game afoot there. 2 big decentralized, all helping PulseChain in the future grow, which is kind of cool. Good to see that. Now we've got Love.io at the moment up just under 5%. Sparta up just up 4.4% there. Moving down here, we're at number 40. Remember from OG WebChef up 3%. What else there? Doubt Token, Pump Tires up at number 44, up 3%. So we've got a few little movers there. Time Dividend at number 46, up 3%. Your Mum at number 50 is up 2.75%. So those are your top 50 at the moment. But we're going to zoom over to, now we've gone to the top 50. How many have we got green at the moment? We've got all the way down to number 69 as green at the moment. So let's say 70% green, and we've got some on the move. Yeah, some of the bigger players on the move. So it's going to be fun to see those play out. Now, let's have a quick look at some of the tokens. And we talked about we've talked about different DAIs, right? We've got PDAI, which has obviously been on a tier. We're going to bring that up. And then we're going to get into Bitcoin and comparisons, right? All the different Bitcoin type of tokens we've got on the chart there. So let's have a look at the Pump Tires DAI. So we're currently sitting at 0.0035 at the moment. That is kind of cool. Let me log this chart too. So that is kind of cool. Get rid of all those trades. That is our PDAI. Sorry, not PDAI. This is our PDAI, but it's Pump Tires. And what do we got? Pump Tire DAI? I don't know, Pump DAI. And that is up at the 3500th of a penny. No, it's not. It's at 35. What is it? 1/10 of a penny. 3500th of a penny. Yeah, something like that. And so here we are, 0.0035. And that is, it's come off the bottom. I mean, got all the way down here at 0.0026. Let's have a look at the old PDAI, and which has been on a tear right now. And of course, everyone PDAI to $1. So let's look at the DAI there. And that's been a nice little move. Look at that move. Let's see. Let's get the reset here. So we've got PDAI to $1. And we are getting overbought, like we are in the RSI. So take note of that. But we have moved up to 4,300 of a penny. Are we going to chill here? Probably chill here. We may stay a little elevated for a little bit longer. But we're definitely, what we peaked out at 4,300? Yeah. So we're probably getting a bit of resistance here, no doubt. Last time we were up here, we certainly came down, right? So this seems reasonable there. That's on the daily. So look at the 4-hour time frame to see how much juice that's got. Well, it's got a little bit more juice in it, right? So it's at 65. So arguably it could try to push to 4,500 before it has a bit of a breather. But it's definitely got a bit more room in the 4-hour there for push higher there. Maybe get to 45. We should say maybe blipping at 47. We'll see. But that is the play there on that. But on the weekly, of course, we've got probably a lot more room. Way more room. Look at that. So this has got a lot of room to run on the weekly. So if you're willing to be patient with it, it's at 40.50 there. That has got a lot of room to move up, right? A lot of room up there. So you could make some mad gains. Remember last time pushed high from this area too. Pushed all the way up there, and it pushed all the way up to 3.3 cents. So with the big tax bill, with the trade deals, we could see this hyper rally in the next couple of weeks. Keep a lookout for that, and especially with protocols like Betterbank coming up as well. So yeah, that is pretty interesting. Yeah, it's important to look at those different time frames, and then see what the pump mentals are as well. Now we're hopefully going to have an interview with Nikki from Betterbank. The project is getting very close for that. That's going to be a key user of DAI. And of course, people also talking about the compound theory right out there. Also is around collateralization with DAI as well, or PDAI in this case. So we've looked at pump tire DAI. We got the old DAI there. Now I wanted to bring up. I don't know if we've got it here. Is it good DAI? Good DAI. I know this is from Maddie Allen, right? Let's see. I don't know if it's still got good DAI on it. Let's go DAI and see whether it comes up with good DAI. It's been a while since we looked at it. I don't know if it's got much liquidity left in it anymore, but we were going to look at it anyway. Hopefully we'll look at it. I thought it was good DAI. Good DAI? Good? Or was it G DAI? I don't know. Do you guys remember? Good DAI. Was it good DAI? No, it's not coming up. Oh, well, I'll have to try and find that, and I'll save it to my favorites. I used to have it on my favorites, but everything got wiped on deck screen. Have you noticed that? Every so often you come along and your whole flipping coin lists get wiped off deck screen. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Maybe some of you IT gurus can let us know in the chat. All right, we got diamond hands. Woohoo! Yeah, get excited on that. All right, so that is. I was going to look at good DAI, but we haven't looked at that. So we'll think about that later on. So let's have a look at the Bitcoins, right? The Bitcoins on PulseChain. So we've got Wrap Bitcoin, right, which is the fork. Now, obviously, PDAI running up pretty nicely at 4,300 of a penny, but Wrap Bitcoin's been doing really well as well. So it's at $636. Woo! So that is on the move. Let's look on the daily on this one, and we'll go full screen as well. And then we're going to have a look. Let's see here. So this is a wrapped Bitcoin, and that is $636. So moving really nicely off the bottom of $300 up to $636. So obviously we have the real Bitcoin. We have real Bitcoin that's been custodied on Ethereum, and then it gets copied over to PulseChain on the 13th of May, 2023, with a snapshot on the 10th of May, right? 2023. This is the Bitcoin that we're looking at, right? This custodial copy from Ethereum that's now on PulseChain, and it's sitting up at $636. Now it has been as high as $2,675. So this is on the move now. It's really looking on the move pretty nicely. So that is the fork DAI, fork wrap Bitcoin, I should say. And let's get the RSI on this as well. And you can see that we're getting a little bit just up into the oversold territory. So it's showing a bit of resistance here over the last 3 or 4 days. But I'm expecting some good things for this in the future. 4 hour, we've got a bit of room to move a little bit, maybe to the top of that range. We're at 65. Maybe we could move up to $650 or something. That's another $15, $20. Moving to the longer time frame, though, if we go to the weekly, as we've been doing for PDAI, we see we've got tons of room as well. Not as much as PDAI, but certainly a lot more room to move this price up. Maybe, I don't know, maybe get to $1,000 or something. Let's see how we get on there, maybe even higher, right? So last time we were around this level, we were pushing around, actually we were a lower level. So yeah, we could really push high here, folks. Maybe even push even further if PDAI runs. Maybe we run even harder there as well, up into, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5, because Bitcoin's going up, right? So Bitcoin's at 109K. If Bitcoin breaks to 120, 130, it's game on for this, right? We could easily see it probably moving up into the 3 to 4K range, maybe 5K range even on the old Bitcoin on PulseChain. I'm saying some crazy numbers, but that's what we're looking out for here as we move forward into the bull part of the market, the banana part, as we slowly ramp up and all the news next week. So that is the old wrap Bitcoin. Now we also got Pulse Bitcoin, right? So this was a project that had a little bit of a rough, not rough start, had a good start, but then it slowly, got pulled out on PulseChain. And I think the devs kind of moved on a little bit there, but this has got taken over by Fat Sammy and a whole ton of hexkins, pulsekins basically, and they've kind of reshaping it in an image to move forward to create a store of value, I guess, over time. There's the PulseChain version. There are 2 versions, of course, on Bitcoin, a Pulse Bitcoin on Ethereum and on on PulseChain. At the moment, of course, the chart on PulseChain still looking, not on the bottom. It's off the bottom. It was down at 4,600 penny, currently 1.2 cents. So it's kind of holding okay. Market cap 224K, liquidity 8.1. Not doing a lot of volume at the moment, but keep a lookout for this because we may see it on the move at some stage. But then, of course, this is also on Ethereum, right? So it's also on Ethereum. Now, the two tokens, right? There's Pulse Bitcoin and there's ASIC token, right? So it's just basically the idea is that it's kind of mirroring the actual Bitcoin, right? So that's the whole idea. It's only 21. It has the halvings and everything else. And if you have an ASIC miner, you can mine Pulse Bitcoin. That's kind of the setup, right? So pretty cool idea. And it's kind of been, particularly on Ethereum here, being really resurrected. So it looks like Fat Sammy and the team doing a pretty good job. It's got locked liquidity. I think it's about 30% or something. And it's the market cap over there is 1.3 million. So here it's just under $250,000. And on Ethereum, it's a 1.3 million. So it's really starting to ramp up. And that chart's looking pretty good. So you're up 10.6% today. Is on the Ethereum chain. And let's have a quick look at the ratio. Actually, I've got the wrong one here. And I want to have Ethereum on here. Let's put the RSI on. That's what we want to do. So let's put the RSI on and see how this is performing. But man, that chart's looking pretty good. Yeah, look at that. We're bouncing off the 50 and we're up at 54. So Pulse Bitcoin kind of looking pretty good there. And that is PLSB on Pulse. And you can check that out. And we've also got PLSB performing pretty well on Ethereum. So if you like Ethereum stuff, PLSB on ETH. I'll put some little arrows there. It makes it a little bit easier to see. So that is on Pulse Bitcoin. So we're going to keep a lookout for that with the old Bitcoin and PDI narratives. And that is on Ethereum, which is doing very well. So it looks like they've got control over the value over there on Pulse Bitcoin. Looks like creating a bit of a store value there. We're going to pick up the ASICs as well. So last time I had a check-in on the old Pulse Bitcoin, I think it was last week. We didn't check up on this, but we're going to have a look this time. Let's have a look at the weekly here as well. So you can see, had a pretty good start. Slowly got drifted out. Had a bit of drama here, right? I think this was when a lot of the drama was in play. Got sold back down to about just under a penny. Managed to recover quite well and got up to 18 cents. Cup up and down. Got sold down a little bit here. Very, relatively low volumes. We had a bit of a volume pickup here in March 24, and now we pretty much bottomed out at 4,300 of a penny. And it's now at 7.6 cents. So this chart has done a really amazing return there. It looks like Fat Sammy and his crew have managed to really push the store value up here on the old Bitcoin. So it's up 17, almost 18x inside 70 days. Woohoo! Wow. So we'll keep looking out for this and see how it gets on. And that is the old Pulse Bitcoin there. What else? I was going to look at the ASIC token, wasn't I? Let's plug up ASIC. And this is kind of the miner, right? Like an ASIC miner, like a physical hard miner that you do with Bitcoin. And let's see how that's going. So I think this one here, Pulse. It's on the Pulse. This must be on the PulseChain side though. So that's currently at 6,300 of a penny, just on the bottom. So it's sort of mapping that Pulse Bitcoin price. But let's have a look at ASIC on Ethereum. It's got much bigger liquidity, right? So 3,700. They've got $5,000-$6,000 in ASIC. But on Ethereum, they've got about 26,000. So we're going to look at the USDC version, I guess, and see where this is looking at. Yeah, wow, whoa, big pumps. Look at that, far out. So this ecosystem managing to recover from the looks of it. So we're going to definitely keep a look at it. Had a lot of drama back in the day, but now 21,000, 50%. So what's that? 22x in 63 days. So it's looking pretty good. Let's keep a track of that. That's surprising to the upside on that one. Now we're also going to talk about Richard Hart because Richard Hart has been signaling us some pretty cool stuff. So we're going to get into all that. So he's been working out. First of all, he's been encouraging people to get fit. He's been working out, of course. And yet day 25, day 26, day 27. So this is 3 hours ago. He said 300 times 6 deadlifts, 200 times 5 bench, and 5 knee chins there as well. So that is him working out there. Is he doing the same routine? Normally you're supposed to switch. I guess he's doing deadlifts will be what? For your legs, a bench for your chest and arms. What's chins for your backs? Chins for your backs, and I guess a bit of chest work there, arms. So kind of a more of a powerlifting type thing, is it? Or I guess it's a workout, pretty big workout. But Betty's getting pretty trim from there, right? Betty's getting pretty trim, so good on him. And he's also not only has he been doing his fitness, there's his calluses, posting a picture of his calluses. Those are for the ladies. See the rough man there working out. And of course, he's also been talking about marketing, right? Getting marketing going with the digital devices. So people have been pretty excited about that. And there's lots of theories going out there about that. But really, as we understand it, it's going to have a little packaging. We talked about the yesterday of the bubble bag packaging or whatever it's going to be. And then, of course, the text has been dropped. Tech Alpha got dropped by a Wildest Day and RH Max and people talking about, PulseChain is going to be on there, your sort of your free coins. Reliability, I think, was Hex. And then, New Coins was Pump Tires or something like that. So that was some of the alpha drop there, apparently, which is going to be on the little mail outs, millions of mail outs from the sounds of it. So we're looking forward to that, where that leads. So that is from Richard Hart. Not bad at all. How are we doing for time? 1 hour. We're doing pretty good for time, actually. Kryptonite Show. If you guys haven't followed, we're heading up towards 1,000, reclaiming our former glory on the way up there. And if you haven't followed already, smash that follow button on X, and of course subscribe on YouTube. We're streaming to 4 different channels at the moment. So definitely your support is much appreciated. The only significantly large streamer doing daily shows. So get out there if you like people hearing about PulseChain, crypto, politics, the news. And of course, as you guys know, I have tons of exclusive stuff here that you don't get on any other channel. We have been playing out Trump's strategy the whole time. We've been covering all the markets. You've been informed about oil and gas, commodities, learning about economics and everything else, as well as crypto and PulseChain, covering all the favorites. So there's not much we haven't covered, really. It is pretty crazy. We've had some pretty cool charts up as well. And we've got now our own custom charts that we were talking about also. So if you haven't followed up, definitely check that out. I did a post 70 hours ago on Sun Minimo as well. You can check that out. Also did a big, beautiful bill update thread from yesterday, covering all the latest stuff there from JD Vance there, voting for it to go through all the way through. So what did we do yesterday? Actually, we did quite a bit. We put a video out on Speaker Mike Johnson and all the benefits. Talked about the Treasury Insights with the big, beautiful bill with the Secretary, Scott Bessent there on the right. And then we also got into the 4th golden age and revolution. Now, did you guys, no one came in with the answer what the 4th industrial revolution was, as according to at least Fox News. I think we've got the link here. So you can't see it here, but it is steam, which is the Industrial Revolution 1640 in Britain. And then we have electricity, right? What would that be? 19th century. And then we got the computing, 20th century. And then the next one, the 4th Industrial Revolution, which we're coming into pretty strongly. We've already been in it for a little bit, but is the intelligence revolution, right? And that is AI, the convergence really of AI, computer chips, software, and algorithms, and of course, what have we got? Robotics is coming, and battery power is the other one, right? So power is probably the one that's got to do a bit more catch up in, but we're certainly getting some improvements there. With what they call almost infinity cycles, right? Which is typically benchmarks like 10,000 cycles. Just depends on the battery and what cycle time, but that is kind of the idea. And that's kind of scary. If they solve a lot of the power issue, you could have robots walking around for years without being repowered or something like that. This is sort of the scary idea that might happen, right? So they almost become autonomous, and if they're programmed really badly, it could be a bad thing. So we'll see if we'll get in the Terminator world, right? But hey, look, we probably have who's probably like to start the Terminator war. It'd be like some 14-year-old programmer sitting in his back garage that's got been gifted with a super high IQ and it's got nothing else to better do with his spare time than program robots to destroy the world. That's probably what will happen. But anyway, on a positive note, we got huge news coming up. The big, beautiful tax bill that's upon us in the next 24, 48 hours. We'll keep abreast, maybe even today. It's happening so fast. And, of course, get to President Trump's desk by the 4th of July. Hooray. And, of course, kicking off the 250-year celebrations of the founding of the United States, right? It's a pretty awesome stuff. A whole year of partying. And what better to have the golden age of America at the same time? It's just poetic there. What else are we going to say? The tax bill, the trade deals coming through. We got heard about the Vietnam one today. That's very bullish. So we had UK, China, and Vietnam. And we're probably going to have India next week and several other countries, probably in the top 10, 15. And then a lot of this, if you haven't made a trade deal, then a lot of the deals on the 9th will probably just be a letter from the president saying, here's your premium to get to the access to the American economy, and game on from there. So that's kind of the play. And then, just bring it on for interest rate cuts, maybe September, mid-September there. And, lots of deregulation and stuff like that. America will be, a lot more money and power in the hands of the American people under the big tax bill, and all that investment that Trump's getting, 15 trillion plus, about to make records with that, and then going to build out everything you could possibly imagine in the United States. We could probably see over the next three years or so. It's going to be crazy good times here. Now, obviously, let's have a look. Should we play the banana video on the way up, just to give you an idea? The banana part of the altcoin season coming up. It's going to be pretty vicious, pretty quick. And then I think it's probably going to be a bit more long lasting than people meet, but it all depend on how how the world is as we move forward. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Let's play out a video on the way out, shall we? Let's do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Actually, where am I? I'm on the... Let's play out the video here, and take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, join up Strategy Club. Strategy Club is in the strategy. I think Wookie posted this link there and there, actually. Yeah, there's Strategy Club there. Join up today, and we'll catch you in Strategy Club. It is the #1 place to be. All right, let's see. Let's play Raoul Paul, the billionaire. I think he's close to a billionaire, let's say, covering a very good video about where we are in the Bitcoin cycle. It is crazy. You've seen a bit of a taste of that today, jumping from 105 to 109,000, and we're getting very close to breaking up high to 120, 130. We got a reasonable target of about 220 in the market there, probably 250. Let's say 210, 220 is looking pretty solid. Probably 250 on that mark, and then with an upside of 400k. But some people have got models. If we do a combined average for cycle 2 and 3 of up to $1 million. Now I'm expecting $1 million next year. It'd be very, very amazing if it did this year. But definitely, I think that 250 mark's looking pretty solid, and with the potential upside of 400, as we saw in the rainbow charts yesterday, I think it was. So exciting times ahead as we go. And I think Richard, what he called 244, something like that. So we'll see how that goes as well. All right, enjoy. Take care. Bye for now.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase 1 of the banana zone, banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020, 2021. Off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats. Don't fuck this up. Don't lose control of your tokens. Don't use leverage. Don't get your wallet hacked. Just sit with it. Be careful. Don't get FOMO. Do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.